Our modern lifestyles make it increasingly difficult to spend time in nature, which decreases our incentive to work towards conservation. As a result, many of us might not even notice that Ontario is home to over 115 endangered species and over 237 species at risk. As we distance ourselves from nature and sometimes other people, the prevalence of major depression also continues to rise, with over 8% of Canadians experiencing episodes of depression. With rising prevalence of mental health problems, Canadians must wait an average of 19 weeks to access mental health treatments. Longer wait times are associated with poorer outcomes, chronic conditions, foregone wages, and in the case of depression, increased risk of suicide. Wait times are exacerbated for those living outside of urban centres who travel long distances to access services. Even when people are able to access treatment, the most common treatment options are individual cognitive behavioral therapy and pharmaceutical treatments, which might not address the experiences of social isolation and shame that accompany depression. Reach Outside provides a new opportunity to decrease mental health service wait times while simultaneously increasing social connectedness, alleviation of depressive symptoms, feelings of worth, and environmental integrity. Reach Outside's mission is to decrease depressive symptoms and increase social connectivity and community integration among those experiencing mental health issues through engagement in meaningful environmental conservation work with species at risk. Reach Outside, therefore, encourages people with depression to work with some of the most vulnerable species in the world. Reach Outside's model of providing nature-based group therapy makes sense because group therapies can be as effective or even more effective than individual CBT in treating depression and alleviating social isolation. Second, simply viewing natural landscapes is associated with increased production of serotonin and dopamine, which is the desired goal of most antidepressant medications. Third, having pets or caring for animals and plants and horticulture therapy increases individuals' sense of purpose and decreases depressive symptoms. Fourth, Ontario is rapidly losing biodiversity and conservation groups are in need of support. And finally, wait lists can be reduced by redirecting suitable candidates out of mainstream mental health services to this type of programming. The Reach Outside programming will require partnerships with local species at risk conservation groups to facilitate species at risk monitoring activities and regional and provincial governing bodies in order to ensure that conservation activities follow species at risk legislation. Furthermore, a relationship with local mental health care providers is necessary to facilitate referrals and to reach eligible populations. The Reach Outside programming will be rolled out in 3 phases. The first phase will focus on a pilot project in Bruce County. In this pilot project, Reach Outside will generate startup funding by partnering with a local environmental group to develop the Beach Biologist Ecotourism Initiative and apply for funding from local businesses that support mental health initiatives. The Beach Biologist Ecotourism Initiative will provide day camps and a speaker series to raise funds. During this phase, the development of partnerships will be essential, and in addition to funding, consultation with mental health care providers will be a priority. In the second phase, a sliding scale fee-for-service will be developed for individuals who will be part of the program. Further coordination will be required with the local conservation group to ensure participants are engaged properly in monitoring, data collection, banding, and weighing of endangered shorebirds. The program will run for 4 months as participants work with the endangered shorebirds for the duration of the nesting season. The time spent on the beach will increase at the midpoint of programming with regular group debriefing. The third phase will involve an evaluation of the pilot project before extending programming to suit other locations. Mental health outcomes will be measured using empirically validated scales, and environmental outcomes will be measured by the local conservation group. Reach Outside not only provides the opportunity for environmental conservation and depression symptom alleviation, some secondary outcomes that will also sustain the alleviation of depressive symptoms include increased physical well-being, community integration, new skill development, cost effectiveness, ecotourism development, and biodiversity maintenance. Reach Outside seeks to change the way in which we think about how mental health services might be provided. By encouraging individuals with depression to work with some of the most vulnerable members of the natural world, individuals can find a renewed sense of purpose and relationships that can remain long after the termination of the program.